Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition Record Store Day 2023 unboxing video. Yesterday we had a look at some selections from the 1970s. So today we're going to look at artists and albums from the 80s for this year's Record Store Day, which is this Saturday, 22nd of April. So we're going to start off with The Police and Every Breath You Take. This is a 7-inch double pack. For some reason the Police and Universal are obsessed with doing 7-inch double packs for Record Store Day because they do them a lot. So while we're waiting for that Regatta de Blanc box set, then I guess we'll have to make do with this kind of thing. It's actually not a bad effort with this particular one because there is something reasonably rare on here, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. But this is a gatefold coloured vinyl double 7-inch. So both of the records are in A&M inner sleeves. The first 7-inch is just the normal single, so it's Every Breath You Take on the A side and Murder by Numbers on the B side. And Murder by Numbers was like an album bonus track on the CD and the cassette as well, wasn't it? But you can see that's red vinyl, quite sort of thick vinyl. And the second 7-inch, so this is on yellow vinyl, which is probably a bit nicer. But what's interesting about this is the track on side C is called Every Bomb You Make, and this is effectively the backing track to Every Breath You Take, with the lyrics kind of changed and sort of repurposed. And it was, the reason it exists is it was done for an episode of Spitting Image, which, if you're not from the UK, it was like a satirical puppet show from the early 80s. So I can't remember what the sketch would have been. It was probably something to do with the IRA. But anyway, Sting obviously did it, and it's never been released until now. So it's on this 7-inch. And then sort of similarly rare, not quite as rare, but is an instrumental version of Every Breath You Take. And I think that's only been released in Japan originally. So that's pretty rare. So, you know, I mean, hats off, I suppose. It's pretty interesting bonus 7-inch. So that's The Police. This was obviously released in 1983, Every Breath You Take. The design still looks great, albeit very 80s, but I do like it. Next up is Haircut 100, live, Hammersmith Odeon, 1982. Special vinyl version. This was in the CD box set of Pelican West, but was notable by its absence in the vinyl box set. So it's now available from Record Store Day. This is a red vinyl pressing, I believe. So obviously great design in keeping with the original. The old faded photo is very evocative of the era. This is from spring 1982. There we go, sort of transparent red vinyl pressing. Next up is Howard Jones. This is from Cherry Red. Howard Jones BBC Radio 1 sessions. So this is a vinyl, double vinyl album. In fact, I know it's a double vinyl album because it says double LP very large on the sticker. This is taken from the CD box that came out, the Howard Jones at the BBC box. And this is a complete BBC Radio 1 sessions from 83 to 87. So what we're looking at here are David Kid Jensen. There's quite a few sessions from him. Janice Long as well. Howard Jones was a bit of a favourite with Janice Long because the two later ones are also Janice Long. These are all pressed on blue vinyl. Not transparent, but pastel-y blue vinyl colour. And you do get some notes on this printed in a sleeve, which is quite good. I have to say, the photography is amazing. And that's a great photo, isn't it? Really great. And I also really like the front cover. So I think they've done an excellent job. There's 19 tracks in total on this 2LP set, and apparently 17 of them have never been on vinyl before. The two that have been, that's probably from 12 inches in the original era, I would guess. Now from Demon we have this very nice to look at Belinda Carlisle double LP set. It's a remix collection, simply called Remixes, but the artwork's fantastic. I mean, this is the standout element of this particular set. But what you get the original remixes from the era, you know, from named remixers like William Orbit, Shep Pettibone, Justin Strauss, etc. Just 2 LP set. Very nice inside as well. This is like uncoated stock, but it just shows you how good things can look with a bit of decent artwork. These are clear vinyl records as well. They look great. Nice addition to the Belinda Carlisle collection if you're a fan. And from Rhino we've got Stevie Nicks, Belladonna Live 1981's first time this has been on vinyl. Gatefold presentation. So this was originally shown on HBO, it says. Later issued as in concert on Laserdisc. So this is the sort of audio soundtrack to that. It's 2 black vinyl records. They've resisted the temptation to do anything on coloured vinyl. So printed in a sleeve and sort of heavyweight black vinyl. Fairly sort of minimal stuff going on in the printed inner sleeves. Arguably they could have got away with some polyline sleeves maybe, but there we go. Next up, Jesus Jones. Now, this is supposed to be 80s. This is actually 1990. I'm cheating a little bit, but they started in the late 80s, didn't they? So this is a previously unreleased concert, or certainly unreleased in full, and definitely unreleased on vinyl, live in Chicago 1990. And then there's a few extra tracks here from Amsterdam on side 4. So it's a 2 LP set. This is Demon that have put this out. Again, some good notes here from Ian Baker of the band. And these are pressed on white vinyl. There's the other one. Now then, this is a great Sheena Easton collection. This is like been compiled especially for Record Store Day, so it's a fabulous job actually. It's the essential 7-inch singles, 1980 to 1987. It's all her top 40 singles in the UK and the US, her EMI era. And there's loads of good things to say about this. It's a good front cover, great design, nice gatefold, signature there, obviously not real. Yeah, so it's 2 coloured vinyl records, and it's really good actually, very interesting annotation. It tells you where everything got to in the charts, both in the US and the UK. So this is white vinyl pressing. So it starts off with all the big hits, and then of course as the years go on, the hits don't get quite so big. And this is the second LP. Again, you know, great colours, great design, great annotation. Another white vinyl record. But then the surprise in here, which is pretty cool. I don't actually remember seeing this in any Record Store Day thing before. But if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. You get a bonus 7-inch single. So Sheena Easton, Anything Can Happen, this is on the A side. Sweet Talker, produced by Shep Pettibone on the B side. And even the bonus single is nice coloured vinyl pressing. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Very, very nice. I think if you're a Sheena Easton fan, this is a must-have for the collection if you buy vinyl. This is the only picture disc I've got from the 80s. It's the debut album of Violent Femmes. It's the first time this album, it's a 40th anniversary because it was 1983. First time the album's ever been pressed as a picture disc apparently. Nice to see a decent die cut sleeve. Picture disc looks good. Might not sound brilliant because it's a picture disc, but this is from Craft Recordings, I should say. And to finish off this second Record Store Day video preview for this week, bit of Tears for Fears. This is the album that's probably forgotten about by a lot of people. 1996 kind of B-sides and rarities album, the one that no one can say. Saturnine, Marshall and Lunatic. Literally every time I ever talk about this album to friends, no one can ever remember how to actually say it or what it's actually called. But it's a double LP. First time on vinyl, that's the calling card with this one. Roland was quite hands-on with this. He compiled it, he's annotated it, some quite witty, dry annotations in here. But it goes back through the eras, so there's some quite early ones. Marauders is an early one. The Big Chair, B-side from the early days. It's quite a lot from the sort of Elemental period. But yeah, this is good because 2 printed inner sleeves. I think this is black, just black vinyl. Yeah, it's black vinyl. Quite Prince-like, some of the design on the label. This one's got all the credits and stuff on it, but it's the other record that's gives you the good value. Because Roland's sleeve notes are hilarious. They're worth the price of admission alone. Like, for example, The Way You Are, which was a non-album single between The Hurting and songs from The Big Chair. He says, I think this was the point at which we realised we had to change direction. So, very droll. And then the Ashes to Ashes is on here, which they did as a cover for the NME for their compilation. He says, in the end, we plumped for this brilliant piece by Bowie and tried desperately to do something original with it. Eventually gave up and made a carbon copy. Still, it's better than Blur's version of Maggie May, in brackets, or is it? Anyway, there's loads of very droll sleeve notes on here, so great fun to read. And here's some more stuff on the other side as well. Again, another black vinyl record. Always nice to see a bit of Tears for Fears on Record Store Day. So Tears for Fears brings us to the end of this 80s era video preview for Record Store Day 2023. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, why not subscribe to the Super Deluxe Edition YouTube channel for more great physical music unboxed. Join me again tomorrow for the last of the 3 preview videos, which will be the 90s and beyond. But until then, thanks for watching and see you again soon.